I not? No, they might continue trying to summon them. No, I don't think they do. I don't think they do, sadly. I was hoping they did, but no. Idolized Saints. And here's a Wartown the Corrupted. Now there's a dead Wartown the Corrupted. Or Wartown the Carcass. Plenty of these. I was going to say new looking spiders, but these are spiders that have been infested with the other, with those parasites. Okay, beat it down. Remember that whole corruption thing? Maybe it's just the normal, corruption at this place. It's not some, other third-party corruption, Like, I was thinking, like, maybe it's just a general raycast corruption, rather than something else. Something unique to that guy's quests. Could be that. Because that was where my mind originally went to, but maybe that's not the case. Punching covered up hollow. Okay, let's try it. Excuse me. Anti-reflect, like 10% of physical damage. I'm not particularly worried. Most of my damage is elemental, as you can see. Technically, I didn't lay a finger on most of those. Actually, since I'm using a hammer, I didn't lay a finger on any of them, but you get my point. Dead eye. Nothing to really write home about. We'll just keep beating through. Ooh, fork support. I'll grab it, I'll read it later. And we're already at the end. Who do we... Ooh, giant spider. Syntech, the inescapable. Okay, let's dominate him. Oh, no. Let's just beat you down. It's gonna dominate the other ones. But, since they wanted to die that badly... Vol Vessel. Sacrifice at Dawn. I haven't been getting the Vol abilities annoyingly. There was no escape for me. Should our Queen and our Thaumaturge succeed, there will be no escape for anyone. Okay. Here's some extra enemies. Brittle Born Again. Alright. What's with the random piles of stones in the middle of the road? It's just kind of weird. I was trying to knock him down, but since there's no enemies nearby, I couldn't make contact and, make a shockwave. Come on. Oh, it's good to see some of the critters around here aren't being taken over and whatnot. Can I please hit someone? Huh. That really does reduce damage. Like, I wasn't taking any damage there from being on fire. It's quite impressive. Ooh, Noble Sentry. That's a new, ground icon. The little mark on the ground. On the ground. I haven't seen that before. When it was under Noble Sentry. Blast Rain. Don't recognize it. Probably seen it before. I just don't remember it. Oh yeah, that's nice. Purity of Fire. Grants fire resistance. Grab those. And continue rolling. Horror Voracious. Sounds friendly. Nice. It's just nice to just cut down a swad of them. I'm not sure the best way of saying that. It's nice just to demolish them as they're getting out. I know, it just feels cool. Get rid of these. And we'll have a listen.
On this day, the second Socrato
I know we've
of
heard it
Verusi,
plenty, but still.
1334 IC, the army of purity remembers its most devout and beloved servant, Archbishop Geoffrey of Frisia. As spoken by Geoffrey, only will and truth can prevail over the evil of our own kin. High Templar Vol, commander of the army of purity.
Okay, for a moment I thought he was decapitated or something, but no, he's not. Somewhere in this crypt is Malgaro's map. There's also a labyrinth puzzle, labyrinth challenge we can do here, which I feel I may as well do. That's certainly an ominous entrance walkway. Ooh, this is a new enemy type. It rates. They certainly look different. Dominate. Yes, I've beaten some ghosts to death with a hammer, and I'm now mind controlling them. Shit be wackio. I'm not the biggest fan of the fire explosion thing, but my god is the you know, the lightning and even the frost one awesome. It's just so nice.
I am your beast of
Okay, somewhere here is the there's a labyrinth. Here it is. Dominate. Figure I may as well. Seems like there's a few enemies here, so the more more mooks on my side, the better. Okay. I kind of almost feel like this has lost. Path of Exile has lost a little appeal to me. But I think it's just because I'm burnt, so I was expecting to play WoW. It's more into that.
Fear gnaws at the entrails of the faithful and the faithless alike. Fear of the unknown. Fear of the future. An empire requires leadership that can assuage those fears through example, through wisdom, through strength. An emperor lights the way through the darkened caverns of uncertainty.
Certainly when he's like talking all about this, about how great emperors are, you know, it sounds pretty good, you know? But, ooh, Christ. It sees a person on Twitter wanting wanting to go back to monarchies again. Ooh, ooh. Fuck. Fucking traps. They never said why they thought it was better. I actually even kind of gave them I was talking to them a little, kind of gave them an inroad to saying why they thought it would be better, but they kind of just ignored that tweet. But maybe they said it elsewhere. Who knows? Actually, they want to go back to monarchy. I'm not sure if they wanted what type of monarchy. Actually, it was a electoral, I do believe. So, and I presume they wouldn't want to. Don't just go to every switch. I doubt they want an absolute monarchy. I presume it's the constitution. But that's assuming. And you know what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of you. Okay, there's actually nothing in these slots, which implies to me there's no third set of trials for this time around. There's only these three. That's what it implies to me. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Huh. Alright. Apparently Malgaro had this built under the place? My god. He didn't hire a caretaker, did he? Tut tut. Had a thudding in the background. I assume it's just Nero jumping around, but hopefully he's not getting up to any mischief. I'm just, you know, concerned. Once he starts to stop charging at me, I'll head out to him. Because in all honesty, it's probably nothing. I'm a worrywart because one of our cats was jumping around and ended up paralyzing himself from the legs down. And like the back legs just didn't work. So I'm just concerned about that happening again. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here for a sec, and I'll be back in a mo. So, BRB. Okay, hey folks, I gotta tell you this most endearing story. I came out of my room, and I was looking around, and I heard Nero running up to see me. He came up a bit, halfway up the stairs, and he was looking up at me, and he was croaking up at me. He came up further and kept but, you know, a croaky. Because he thinks whenever I'm awake at night, it's food time. Because I've taken to feeding him in the morning, so the cats aren't utterly cracked, and all over the place, you know, when I'm asleep. Because, you know, once you give him a bit of food, they calm down. So, I've taken to doing that before I go to bed. And he's taken, like I said, taken to think whenever I'm awake at night, it's food time. So he's at my door wanting me to go feed him. He ran up because he's so excited. He thinks I'm going to feed him. I'll feed him in a bit. You know, when I'm actually going to bed. But yeah, it's just so precious. You should see the little face. It's just adorable. Just love the little tyke. For those who don't know, Nero is my kitten. Well, he's a cat now, but he's always been my baby. Rescued him off the streets outside my place a few years back, and just love the little guy. He's precious. I've posted plenty of pictures of him up on my Twitter account. Please go look. It's palanai_videos. Go look. He's precious. Ooh. We're going the right way. I can look at that later. Clear here so we can just focus on what we get. So many spiders. Hello there. Come here often? I just remember there's some weird ad for like safe sex, and it's like has a spider going down on some woman. It's very creepy. Oy. Very strange. Malgaro's map. Certain maps can only be rendered in most vivid of viscera. Viscera? Viscera. Alright. Interesting thingy-majiggy. And this might be our introduction to the map system now. Should I branch out a bit? Coliseum plate. The one issue is I don't remember what he has on, so what he has on could be better than what I've given him. I wish there was a way for me to check. That's something they could add. A page for my hold on. Oh, that's cool. Now I actually know what that's about. It doesn't do much. But then again, I got her normal. So, yeah. Yeah, all this shows my own stats. So I want to see his stats, and I can't. It's kind of disappointing. I can see the minion boosts, but that's it. Want to see more than that. I actually want to see its health and armor for a much more detailed minion thing. Especially considering I can, gear him up and give him stuff and whatnot. And it's quite punishing it if you lose the stuff. Like it's not like, say if you give him a new bit of gear, it's not like you get the old stuff back. You lose it. So I think it's just simply nice if you can actually know what the hell is on it. Give it, the same thing that you have. Plenty of other games have done that, Look at Dungeon Siege. Certainly they don't have such a character in there, but they've given your companions, dolls like that. How even Spellforce did it. Spellforce looked like a very, early attempt for, a studio. Like, I don't want to say it was the first game, but it was certainly high on the list there. It was very rough. It had a gem underneath the surface, but it needed more polish to be brought out. It's an RTS RPG. Think Warcraft. The Warcraft series. Think Warcraft 3, but an extra emphasis on RPG. Like instead of having, here's Thrall and he has 6 inventory slots and you can give him 6 swords, and here's like 5 preset abilities. You can level them up in the order you want, but these are all you can get. With this, you have you have white magic, you have dark magic, I think there's like fire magic side set, things like that. You have heavy weapons, you have lighter weapons, I know there's an armor, heavy and light, then there's, different types of weapons. I can get two-handed weapons proficiency and focus and maces. I can get board and sword, this kind of thing. But you can build your characters in whatever way you want. For my Spellforce character that I've worked on so far, and I'll be restarting to Let's Play it, he's a heavy armor wearing, two-handed sword / mace wielding necromancer. So, nice. I'm already out. I thought I had to go further, but yeah, he's, and you can do it in a completely different way. You can have a light armor wearing, cleric with a bow. It's entirely up to you. Ancestral memories given life, then soured.
What would you like to know?
Let's talk.
I imagine it was no easy feat, removing that abomination from its tomb. The horrors that must still lurk beneath the fell shrine. Well, I suppose you'll be meeting abominations aplenty where you're going next. Place that map upon Melagaro's reverie device, and remember, hope for the worst. At least then you'll be partially prepared for what's to come. Go with courage.
She has a point. No, we'll go to teleport to the crossroads. Actually, Sin, buddy, do you fancy?
Judging by that rather curious ship and its aberrant captain, I imagine you had rather an interesting voyage here. Now, Inquisitor...
We've already heard this, but we'll hear it again.
We must have his soul. He has most certainly returned to his old haunt, yet his manifestations are like wisps on the wind. There one moment,